It looks to you. You see on this emotionless face this brief moment of anguish as it just
has been achieved.
in an explosive firework force of just. Hey, welcome back. So, when we last left off, the party had successfully returned the Griffin Head, arrived in Succumber to receive their reward. Kepesk had informed Cornan of the passing of Orion. Came really very close to beating him in a bar fight, not a bar fight, an arm wrestle. It was down to the wire. They were neck and neck for a little while, but it just came down to modifiers, and good rolls. Thanks for choosing a good D20 for me tonight.
You're welcome.
So,
don't mention.
As that had rounded up, Cornan had been feeling a little excited in the moment. It was like, yeah, and everybody just kind of cheered them on as Dutch began improvising a banjo solo before Kepesk decided to initiate a bar fight. Was subsequently thrown out by the bartender wielding crossbows pointed directly at him, forced him to leave. As she ordered a round of drinks on everyone. We rejoin us now as you just watch the two of them disappear as you're just kind of sitting at the bar. A few moments later, the female bartender comes out, but she's got like 2 trays of drinks in her hands as she goes and kind of takes it out.
I just want to like...
as she like goes through, like serves everybody the drinks and eventually comes to the guy who you hit with the bench. Mr. Pilkington, are you all right? And there's like there's a little back and forth between them. She's like, oh, he's fine, don't worry about me.
This is like a 90-year-old.
I just want to like put the banjo away, but like it's cool cartoon style where it like clearly wouldn't fit in the bag, but it just kind of like is.
Yes, that is what happens as you watch it disappear into one of the side pouches. It just kind of like he shoves it down and it just doesn't pop out the other side. It's a little confusing. You assume it's something extra dimensional. As eventually this goes on for a while as she serves a couple more drinks. The guy comes back out.
Because she offered everyone drinks.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay.
I covered my ears.
Like stealthily?
Yeah.
Roll it.
Ooh. I mean, is it Dex?
Yeah. I think you're proficient.
Oh, actually, yeah, I am. So that's 21.
21. Being that it is the cover of dark, you managed to get there, no problem.
Okay. Just continue with you.
Wait, should I have heard? I plugged my ears. Never mind.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You guys don't know anything anyway, so you can't apply your knowledge. As she eventually returns, kind of setting the 2 trays down, as the guy kind of like is he's taking a small sweep of the area and eventually makes his way back into the bar.
Fix his hair. He came back.
It seems like different. It looks like he like pushed it maybe a little bit. It's a little bit more out of his face, but there's nothing completely different about it. It doesn't look like anything happened.
Steps, he tried.
as she kind of
My attempt was made.
she makes it back, and you see the 2 crossbows that are just kind of like on a little table behind the bar. As she takes it and like begins actually hiding them underneath the bar, as they just kind of like as if they're like slotting in, slots them in, and
How many of those do you got under
the
there?
guy just kind of like, do you have to keep those under there? I'm really sick of it getting in my way whenever I have to make any kind of martini. Just
I'll
stop
take a
worrying
martini.
about it. Sure. Are you done? You play nicely, but I don't know. The thing with the banjo really hit me off.
I'm actually, I got caught up in the moment. I do apologize about that. I honestly apologize about that. I am sorry.
Make a persuasion check.
He is actually
She
sorry,
very
though.
forgive you.
She forgave.
She forgive big.
28.
Okay. She like, I can see you mean that, and I do appreciate the gesture. Well, you're welcome to play here anytime should you wish. It pretty decently. Harmonizes with the harp pretty well.
I mean, I'm sure a pretty lady like you would have a voice that harmonizes pretty well.
As this happens, the dude just
Oh, God.
gives like a
They are,
hard
like, in
stare,
a
like
relationship or something.
like shock, and she's like, "Oh well, it is kind of you, but
I have a boyfriend.
what's your name anyway?"
Dutch.
Dutch. Patricia.
Wait, no. I want to, like, kiss
Oh,
her.
you do. Okay. she does go to shake your hand, and she's kind of like,
Kiss.
"You need to actually kiss my hand." I'm just kidding. As you just like, "Oh well," she just kind of takes a step back, seemingly blushing like slightly. She's
Oh, I do want to, like, look at the guy, though, and be like,
as he's just like.
I'll take a martini. You can join us, too.
He goes to start making a simple
He
martini.
has to, like, ape walk. He's hiding his phone.
Why? He's obviously uncomfortable with what I'm doing to the bar lady, so...
As he
Wait. Did she say her name? I'm sorry.
Patricia.
Patricia.
I
Okay.
Simon's
remember
like around the corner, like taking notes.
How to women.
How to
How to
wham.
respect women.
So it's just a page is like girls, and like there's nothing on it except respect women.
He's just written it 30 times. Oh,
I will respect women. I will respect women.
I will respect her.
Okay. Go ahead and just make 3 successive strength checks.
15.
15.
12.
12.
Ooh. 19.
19. All right. we'll get to that in a minute.
Can I, like, invite Simon to sit next to me at the bar?
Sure. As
Hey, dwarf.
Give me some spice wine.
Wait, what? I
Some
didn't...
spice wine.
Spice wine?
Yeah.
aren't you a little young to be drinking wine?
How?
I'm 16.
No. Shh. How
Make a
dare
deception
you?
check.
No, you're 14. I know
Well, first, you would know that's still a little young to be to be ordering a
Can I
drink.
retcon that because I actually don't know the drinking?
Yeah,
age.
you wouldn't know that.
Okay.
A reasonable age would be like 18 to 19.
All right. Well, I said that, and I rolled a 19.
Okay, 19 total.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna. As
He's got some hair on his chest.
He's got some
like,
chest on his hair and just like skin growing on top of it.
All right, what was it you wanted?
Just some spiced wine.
Spiced wine, red or white?
There's 2 kinds. Red.
As she goes down and begins, as
Always go for
the guy comes up and like his hair is now like over his eyes. He's just kind of like,
Thank you.
sure.
Can I attempt to flirt? Not really flirt.
He's
Just
already
give-
stepping
oh.
away.
Actively flirt.
You can do what you want, but he's currently
Yeah,
stepping away.
flash.
Take off my armor.
like you just pull up your shirt.
But it's like an iron chest plate, so you have to like.
There's like a chastity thing underneath for the specific and express purpose. As he
Does it have an
steps
olive
away.
If it doesn't, I'm upset.
Yeah.
Does it have what?
An olive.
On the martini.
Oh, the martini.
I don't even know. Real life side note, I don't even know if you're supposed to eat the olives, but I want him to like take the toothpick and like.
I don't know either.
I think you're supposed to.
I would assume why else would it be there?
Yeah,
Little
'cause it's
little
not in the
snack.
drink.
You're supposed to put it in, mash it up, like the juice is mixed.
like with sweet tea and a lemon
Yeah.
or lime and a
Who
water.
does that? That's monstrous.
Well, you squeeze it and then you like
Oh.
put it in, but that's it. You don't mash it.
Limes
I-
keeps
alright.
dogs away.
I want to know how you drink a martini. We'll be right back. Yeah, so yeah, you eat the olive. You're not supposed to eat the olive. We discovered. Have we mentioned we're under the legal drinking age?
Does Simon know if you're supposed to eat the olive?
No.
Okay.
Is there anything I can like spit the olive into, like
I-
inconspicuously?
The
Is
glass.
there another patron next to me?
No, not currently at the bar.
What?
I'm just gonna kind of like.
He's gonna spit it into someone else's drink.
No,
Make-
he was gonna spit it on the floor.
make
No,
a-
I was
make
gonna
a-
put it in someone's drink.
Oh.
Make a stealth check. Well, are you gonna take it out, or you're gonna just chuck it?
No, like I ate it and then I'm like, I was gonna spit it out, but then I just swallowed it.
Okay. You just. It's not the freshest olive, but you do enjoy the martini as you do get a strange look from Patricia. She's going like, returns with your spiced wine. You just kind of
Manly.
enjoy.
Alright. Thank you.
She goes back to barley duties.
So I'm like, alright.
Alright, thank you.
Are you ready, kids? Aye, Captain.
Anyway, sorry, this is derailed very quickly.
Oh yeah.
So, thank you very much for tuning into to tonight's episode of this.
Yes.
As you can see, we're at the top of our game right now.
Mm-hmm.
We've peaked. You may as well stop listening because it's not going to get better from here.
I certainly agree.
So as the night wears on, the bar eventually begins to wind down as everyone just kind of slowly filters out over time. Corn goes back to sleep after having polished off all of the... You figure he's gonna be, like, wrecked in the morning.
How's it actually?
He's just kind of like... I'm glad I didn't get involved in this. Just having a drink.
Axel is the living meme.
Although you do actually see he's like occasionally like shifting glances towards Patricia. Just occasionally.
Ooh.
He's taking sips.
Can I like very like, no, not like anything against it, but I
Well,
want
actually,
like.
everybody make a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Me included.
See if you noticed that. No, you're not good.
That's one.
I noticed from across the way.
Yeah, you spot Axel very clearly like looking, staring at her face, just kind of like.
He's just like. Oh my god. Dan.
And he goes back to drinking. What do you get?
16.
16. Yeah, you notice this too. As he used to decay when he's shifting glances towards her. Kepesk.
Can I wait?
After some time,
Oh.
after about 2 more hours, as this is all happening simultaneously, you manage to eventually just dig through until you see there is a hole.
What?
I'm gonna try and break it open more.
Okay,
as
make-
much as I can.
make
enough to
another-
fit my full body.
Make
through.
another strength check.
18.
18 total. All right. As you just kind of as 2 logs just rip off the solidified pile of logs outside of the trapdoor.
Oh!
As you just rip it off and you take a look. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Get my money.
Oh, 2.
You don't see anything.
Okay. I'm gonna go down in.
Okay. You managed to like.
Can't lock us in when
I have
there's
an
a hole.
explorer's pack.
I
Does that
thought you were
include-
just breaking back
Yeah, it
into
includes
the
torches.
Yeah,
You
that's
could
what
light
I
a
I'm
thought.
gonna
I thought
light
he
a
was gonna come
torch.
through the roof.
You're
Okay.
so nice.
As you light a torch and just kind of like toss it in there, you don't see anything because there's nothing there.
Oh.
I'm gonna dig down. I'm gonna like go all the way in.
All right, as you just kind of like rip a few
Explore.
more pieces out of the way, you crawl your way in, and there is nothing in this hole. It is completely empty.
I'm gonna let out a death roar. Like, you're just pissed.
Let all the sounds that are trapped in your mind, as the floorboards above you shake slightly, from
Rip
the
strong.
roll.
I'm gonna like punch the wall as hard as I can.
Okay, as you just the adrenaline rush that you received from doing this.
I
you-
rage for free.
Okay, as you as the lightning bolt just kind of travels up your arm and you just into the wall, as you it cracks slightly.
I'm gonna like
It is concrete.
strong concrete.
So it's like rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go back. Is it completely gone? The door.
There is nothing here. The
No,
door?
the door.
No, it's like you can squeeze out.
I'm gonna like punch through it as much as I can.
Okay, as you just kind of like rage, just eventually just breaking your way out from the inside. It's not quite as sturdy from this angle.
Um.
It's just like You do the you did the Jurassic Park roar. Just
Forgot you.
Don't just
Yeah.
like.
you guys do hear this.
Oh my god.
Did you?
Wait.
Should we check that?
Wait, can you
I'm
pause
gonna
it?
try and.
Yeah.
Am I like?
Anyway, yeah, the succumber is fairly small. From the front of the wall, you can see the back wall. There's some buildings obstructing, of course, but it is a fairly small town.
Am I at the city wall? I never understood.
Yeah, you are facing the wall.
I'm gonna climb the wall again.
Okay, make a
and try
dexterity
and
check.
just
Key over it. 18.
18.
I just get the image of like, and then. Like,
As you just skitter up the wall, go ahead and make a perception check.
Not one.
Do you have grippies on your feet? How are you doing?
No, I don't. I just.
Yeah,
have
he
points
just
to
does
roll.
have that, and he also has claws.
Oh shit!
You see
That is a 20 to hit.
Wait.
20 hits?
No, yeah.
20 hits. Okay.
Wait, what? What are you getting hit by?
The
Cat.
the metal cat.
Oh, I thought it was a
walls.
griffin or something.
Oh, the gargoyle. I forgot about that.
Gargoyle. That's what I was.
You take.
I just
You are raging actually,
I've
so
never
this is
described
halved.
his cat like
You take let's see, that's 15 points of slashing damage reduced to 7.
Oh, okay.
As you just hear above you just kind of like as you just
Am I knocked back into the city?
as you don't see anything in per se. You just see a lack of stars immediately in front of you. As you just feel this deep impact, as you all the breath is knocked out of you as you slam off the wall and into the wall of the 7-stringed harp. Not the 7-stringed harp, the singing sprite. I know the difference between my world. We're gonna pause. So,
Wall.
as you look up in the brief flash above you, you feel as just a blast of air just pushes you even faster into the ground as you just landing against it, kind of like, oh! And you take a look as you hear another and after a few moments of just from a loud destructive force, you guys hear this. You guys hear that loud crash from outside. What do you do?
I'm gonna
run
sprint
outside.
towards the front gate as fast as possible.
I'm just gonna be like, that was concerning.
follow.
Okay. As you guys kind of sprint out, Axel
Wait.
kind of like
Side note.
chucking a gold.
As we got up the stool, even though he doesn't need it, kind of. And then
Sure. As he lifts Simon off and sets him down as you guys sprint outside. Axel chucks a gold. Remember that, me. As Axel chucks a gold, you guys sprint outside. Following the sound of the source, you find a small square where there was previously a fountain. Now is a gargoyle that is just currently sitting there and just beginning to menace people as people are running and screaming from every direction. As you guys run up to the scene, seeing this gargoyle just kind of... Need you all to roll
Oh
initiative.
my god.
Me included or no?
Yeah, you arrive at about the same time as this
Oh,
as
I
well.
thought I was running. Is it between where I was and the gate?
Essentially.
Okay.
Oof.
you can use your pet. Your.
Can. Okay, need to... Alright, so, Kepesk, what you got?
9.
Dutch, what you got?
15.
Simon, what you got?
20 total.
Oh, it was on the wall because it was stalking something, and then I yeeted into it. It was the gargoyle from earlier.
It is the gargoyle from the cave that you released.
Oops.
It is currently terrorizing the town. As you watch this
Wait.
large stone beam... Yes.
Is this not the thing from the beginning that was just walking along the walls?
That was a golem. That was an iron...
So this is unrelated.
It was like it was more of a griffin-like golem.
Okay.
Cat-like. This is more of just It is similarly cat-like, but it is stone.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, it looks like what you'd see on a cathedral exactly. It's fairly large. It's not quite as large as the iron that you saw, but it's still pretty impressive. As immediately you guys like rush up, stop, see this. However, one particular blur does not stop rushing, as you see Axel just like firing straight ahead as he's going to dash as a bonus action.
This is a really good sound.
Hmm?
This is a really good sound.
As he is going to strike towards the creature. Yes, actually that just barely hits. Lucky.
Am I still in a rage? I took damage.
I would say as long as you make an attack, you actually would be able to maintain a rage, because it's like right there. It wouldn't have taken more than a couple seconds to get it. You're still raging, yes. Just a moment. As Axel immediately takes his sword, plunging it up towards it, somehow just managed to break the skin as he just kind of wrenches it to the side, dealing a whopping 32 points of slashing damage as he just withdraws. Is going to make another strike with a natural 1. As the second one, he just tink, and the tip of his blade just kind of chips. He's just like, oh, damn it! As he brings it back.
My mom gave this to me.
Alright, up after that is Simon.
Okay, I'm going to cast Mind Spike on it.
Alright.
That's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That is a 12.
Fails.
Alright, go ahead and roll. Does it have to have a certain intelligence?
No.
Okay.
That's 12 damage.
12 damage. As you focus your mind, firing your intellect almost as a rod, as it just focuses into this being, as it just
Massive intellect.
My massive intellect! As the sound of you shutting this out causes the thing physical pain as it just backs away. It looks hurt by that. Alright. As Axel withdraws the sword, it's not much of a mark. This thing looks pretty hardy still. Up after that, bonus action movement.
I'm gonna lift up my scarf over my face.
Okay. Up after that is my mind goes to Dijkstra, which I know is not your name.
Dijkstra?
Dutch, yes.
I have a question really quick.
Yes.
So do I have just regular 2 attacks, or do I have to Blade Flourish in order to get 2 attacks?
No, you have 2 attacks.
Okay, cool.
And you can Blade Flourish once per attack.
Okay, well, I'm gonna...
Alright.
And I'm going to run at it and attack a teak.
Okay, as you...
Try to hit it.
It's a bonus action, so that's your action and bonus action. Go ahead, make 2 attacks. Do you have all your modifiers and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
8 for the first one.
8 definitely missed. What'd you roll?
2.
It should be more than 8, because you have your dex and your proficiency.
Oh, dex. I didn't add dex. So...
Dex, proficiency, and the bonus from the blade, which is +2.
Yeah,
so
and
plus
then I
2,
got that.
4, 6.
But then I also get +2 because I'm doing the one-handed. So the thing, +2.
That's just a damage.
That's just damage?
Yeah. Okay, so you have a +2 from the sword.
Yes.
You have a +4 from your dex, and you have a +3 from your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so it's 11.
11 still misses. As you just kind of, as it seems to pass harmlessly, as it just kind of pulls its leg back away from you. It just takes its focus on you. Next.
21.
21 definitely hits. As you take this opportunity, strike upwards into exposed foot. Go ahead and roll a d8. Plus 6. because Dex and so whatever you rolled plus 6.
Okay. 8.
8.
Not
All right, as it just kind of pierces through the foot in a somewhat ethereal way as it just kind of slides through as it pulls it back.
You got
That was-
to use the sound.
I shouldn't do that.
Rock sound.
Timmy,
rock
good
sound.
job.
Rock sound.
Stop.
Rocks. All right, up next. It would really suck if I accidentally pressed the button to clear all this.
Oh.
Let's see. As this is happening, you hear another crash. You see a flash of silver as on top of it, kind of biting into it, is the metal iron golem that was just kind of like, it's currently like tearing into it.
Flashback to Jurassic World.
You watch
no!
as it just kind of as the sound of metal against stone is just kind of it's deafening as they just kind of struggle with it on top of itself. It appears to take some damage during this time. As at this point also a few guards rush up, immediately seeing this. 2 of them immediately chuck spears.
God, did I really roll that bad?
Yeah, well, there's just a lot of combatants. But both of them just seem to strike harmlessly off it, just as it shatters off its side. Up next is Kepesk.
Okay, I'm gonna run for it, and I'm gonna stab with my main attack with the Lion's Blade, and use my serrated blade for the bonus action.
All right, go ahead and make 2 attacks.
Fuck. 9.
9 does not hit.
Yeah. Great. 11.
11. As you rush forward and just swing out of the way, it's just kind of like as it's just trampling around with this large metal beast on top of it, just gnashing upwards. It just can't seem to stay in place long enough for you to hit. As it just as the leg lifts out of the way to take another step, as another one steps for you, you see the opportunity, stab, and it just kind of steps away immediately. Just very, very unlucky.
Dang.
After that, the golem, the gargoyle itself, seeing you kind of strike it, is like focuses on you. That is a 15 to hit, 16 to hit, which misses, and a 12 to hit, which definitely does not. It's just and tries to swing towards you, but you dodge out of the way. Up after this, Axel is going to try to take another 2 strikes at it. Oh jeez.
Aw, jeez.
Oh jeez. Oh jizz. That one hits.
Jizz.
Oh jizz. Is he bonus action to Hunter's Market?
I don't know, D6.
As he kind of focuses on it and marks it as his target.
Couldn't Ray
10
do that?
points? Yes. Because
That's why I
he was a Vengeance Paladin. Second strike is another natural 1. As he goes to take another strike with the already broken blade and just kind of as another piece of it snaps up, he's like, "Oh damn it!" And he just kind of just chucks it off to the side as it slides past your
Just
foot,
reverse
Simon.
the situation.
Just
Oh, jeez.
as you watch his bone sword slide past you.
Oh, I'm actually not gonna
What?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Up after that is Simon.
Okay, can I try and run after them and toss him back to him?
He did it intentionally.
Oh, what?
They're broken.
I missed something.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I was
He-
calculating something.
It's okay. He went to strike and another piece of it kind of chipped off and broke, and he just kind of slid it backwards in your general
Oh,
direction,
okay.
so that
Alright.
it wouldn't be
I'm
in
sorry,
danger.
I don't normally tune out.
That's okay.
Okay,
It's better to know what you're doing on your turn.
yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna cast Magic Missile.
Okay, as you focus on this once again, go ahead and roll.
12 total.
All right. As 3 arcane shots just arc into it, shattering small pieces of its shoulder blades and part of its chin off, as it goes to kind of make a strike with its jaws, but part of it isn't quite there.
Ew. Ew,
As it's
gross.
looking a little hurt. Yes. All right. Up after this is. I'm still thinking Dijkstra. I don't know why. I know that's not your name. Dutch, you're up.
Dutch.
Should be your fake name.
Dutch Rooney.
Why does anybody need a fake name?
Can I?
If we ever need one.
Ask Axe.
Can I? Wait. Is inspiring an action?
It's a bonus action.
Okay, so I could inspire and then like attack once.
You can attack twice. Because on your action, you attack twice.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna. Is it possible to inspire the golem?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, go Metal Cat.
All right.
Go Cool
Do you
Cat.
do anything in particular to inspire him?
Good
kitty.
Accordion.
Accordion. As you, it is two-handed. It's gonna be a little.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not for combat.
Yeah, no. Can I hand bone?
Absolutely. As you look at the cat, make direct eye contact with it in the middle of the battle, just kind of like spots you as you just. It cocks its head slightly. Is going to continue striking towards you. That's your bonus action. Yeah.
So then I'm just gonna make 2 regular attacks.
Okay, go for it.
24.
24 definitely hits.
Okay, I'm just gonna see if the other one hits. Ooh.
Sure.
13.
13 does not.
15.
Get
15.
us all calculated.
Okay,
for
so you just
Christmas.
strike upwards
Thanks,
towards it. As you strike upwards towards it, the blade just kind of carving its holy light across the front of this chest, just strikes out as it seems to collapse a little, looking a little hurt, just kind of like inching forward slightly, trying to get away at this point.
When all else fails, hand bone.
Yeah, it worked. As let's see, up after this is the golem who.
Bent my finger entirely backwards.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Stop
Hand boning injury.
Ban hand bone.
Actually, it's gonna use its inspiration on that,
Yeah!
and that makes it hit.
Yay!
As you look, as this creature is just kind of like, it seems like
Just
it's
silent,
looking.
like,
Yeah, it's looking back up to you. It like just confusion as it just kind of and just begins tearing into its back where its spine would be if it weren't made of stone. It looks to take a lot more damage as it's digging into its back. Ooh. All right. Sorry, and up after that is the guards. Seeing this, one of them is going to sit down and take aim with his crossbow. With a natural 8, does not hit. And one of the guys is going to run up and just kind of like, yeah, and stab at it with his short sword.
yeah.
That is a natural 4. He's just gonna,
Guards in every campaign.
yeah, why do guards roll
They just
really
suck.
bad constantly?
They're the ultimate NPC.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Who is the
So that's that. Up next is Kepesk.
So I'm gonna try again I'm gonna strike with my Lion's Blade, and I'm gonna activate my Amulet of Agathis.
Okay.
That's a bonus action, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that.
Wait a second. I forgot about spells.
Hit him with the accordion.
All right.
Ham bone.
I cast Fireball. No way to ham bone.
Guys,
All right,
guys.
anyway.
Got a ham
Okay, what'd you roll?
bone. I didn't roll yet. Sorry.
Yeah.
Plus 16.
16 does just barely hit.
Okay, so that is it's a D8, right?
Mhm.
Plus the
Do you have your spell list?
Yeah.
Your Gucci? Okay.
so a D8.
The thing is a gargoyle, right?
Yes. Don't look it up.
No.
Okay, good.
No, I'm not doing what you think I'm doing.
Is it a fiend or a
No.
no? So okay, so 3 damage.
3 damage. Okay, as you just kind of like...
Is that plus anything? Like
The Lion's Blade?
Yeah.
Dex.
Plus Dex?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
6.
no, sorry, strength. Okay,
6.
so, okay. When you roll damage, it's that, it's the D8 for the sword, plus a d6 radiant,
Yeah, I did that.
plus your rage bonus of 2,
Oh.
plus your strength bonus of 3.
Oh.
So whatever you roll, add 5 to the damage.
8.
8. As you just kind of... As another blast of radiant light kind of strikes across its frontal chest area, as your amulet is activated. Immediately after that, the golem, kind of looking at you, seeing this flash, is going to make a strike against you. 21 and 9. As the first one,
The first one does hit.
you take 10 points reduced to 5. And that's to the amulet, actually, so it doesn't even carry over to your hit points.
Chinks off some of my ice.
So, after that, Axel pulls a dagger and is just going to continue striking towards it with a natural 3. And that hits. Oh yeah, and he gets to attack with his bonus action as well. That also hits. So that's 15 points of damage. As this thing is looking pretty hurt by this point. Up next is Simon.
Okay, I'm gonna...
As a few more guards are beginning to arrive now as the panic is beginning to spread.
Okay, I'm going to kind of dig in a little deeper and cast Mind Spike again.
Okay, as you just kind of like... fire again. That is a natural 1.
Bad fails.
Also, I'm pretty sure I've said this. On failing a saving throw with a natural 1, you just roll an extra die of whatever it is.
Oh!
For that applies to both you and monsters. Just a little
For what?
little
For
tidbit.
saving throw?
Yeah, if you roll a natural 1 on your saving throw, then the other person gets to roll. It's like a critical, but not quite as drastic.
It's an 18.
18. All right, as you just as part of its actual head just cracks slightly, as it just is looking very hurt. 18. All right. Up. Movement bonus action.
No.
Okay. Up next is Dutch.
Okay. I want to cast, well, is a cantrip. Yeah, Vicious Mockery
Okay.
on the gargoyle.
Okay.
You know,
What do you say?
I
What
want to, like,
insulting words do you say?
You want to hear like the best rock pun? Give me a second. I gotta dig it up.
That's a 13. That's a 13 on its save.
Oh wait, how would I? Is that just spell save?
You roll a d4, and no, I'm pretty sure your spell DC is higher than
Yeah,
13.
it's 16.
Roll a d4, and add your charisma.
It's 2d4.
It is. Yeah, it is 2d4. Go ahead and roll 2d4.
Nice.
Okay, and then add charisma.
Yeah.
It's a 40.
Okay.
What you got?
Oh, 12.
12.
Jesus.
Coup de grace. As it looks to you in this brief moment, looking barely pieced together, cracked, broken, it looks to you.
I gotta dig something up.
Yeah. As you just
Ham bone.
as its head just it looks to you, you see on this emotionless face this brief moment of anguish as it just
Pain has been achieved.
in an explosive firework force of just
So like, I want as like rocks are like. coming down
yeah, it is
the
raining
side.
down around you.
Shield, Simon.
Okay.
Good.
He's pretty far away.
I want to like address the guards and be like, nobody likes my jokes.
Hey. Well done. I don't know where that came from, but alright.
I'm gonna run over to Dutch. Get like very probably about as far away as we are in real life from each other, and then just.
Wait.
No, I
Yeah.
Please describe what just happened.
All right.
We essentially put our fists together in a thumb up where our thumbs were touching.
The thumbs were
touching.
gently caressing one another.
Yeah.
I've gained appreciation.
That was some epic tier thing from your and my perspective.
Oh my god.
As some of the guards kind of take a look at this, as the cat just kind of is like walking all around it, circles, and eventually just plops down and is just kind of like sitting on
Just Elizabeth.
yeah, basically very similar, where it just is sitting currently on top of it. As after a few moments, a guy wearing like essentially simple blacksmithing clothes, you gather he seems like a stonemason type guy. He's just like, I worked hard on that fountain. Oh damn it! He just goes back about his business.
Wait, whoa! I got some. Wait. You shouldn't have taken it for granite.
That was pretty good, actually.
I see such a strong.
You alright, kid?
And he just goes back.
Christ, there's a very distinct like vein right here. Oh god, that makes me
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Great. Cool.
Man, your body's
I
growth.
Swear.
I made that one up my.
You made fun of it to death. Oh my god, that's the best.
Fun of it to death.
Yeah, it
to
just
death.
couldn't handle it. And it was just like,
It's like Windows, like.
oh my god.
It's
Done.
a screen of death, but actually.
I cannot believe. Alright. Alright, well, cool. As the remains of the smashed gargoyle is currently sat under as some of the guards go about, they go pick up the remainder of their spears. What?
Is it purring?
It's metal. It you can't really tell.
It's just vibrating.
It's just like the sound of like chains clanking from inside of it can be heard. As you guys stand there, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna deactivate my amulet.
Okay.
And
It doesn't really deactivate. It just kind of fades
okay, well.
I don't think
as it
I've
eventually
ever
slows off.
seen somebody bully something to death, but that was pretty impressive.
I've seen that.
Oh no.
I didn't think that would work. He's
Wow.
like shaking, like.
Spells like that are fun. I have one. Similarly practice. I tell jokes so bad that they
hit,
take
do it.
damage.
Do it.
What?
They don't
Do
take
it.
To
damage.
you?
Hit me.
Do it.
Hit me!
Oh yeah, I misspoke. Shut up.
Sure. I was just making sure you had the right spell in mind.
You are you sure?
Yes. They
Right.
can't be that. Let me get my joke. I'm too perfect.
Oh wow.
He actually is like rummaging through his bag. to get
Alright.
his- Oh my God.
Okay, I gotta pick a good one. Hold on.
He's got a book and everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's so talented.
Count and well prepared.
Okay.
Simon laughing to himself as he remembers some of his jokes. So, what do you tell him?
Oh, this is rough.
Wait, can I be like, I can lend my ear? And you just press Stitch and ear.
Yeah, you can.
Just turn your hand into
Oh.
an ear.
You can't do that.
No, I know. But
Be fun.
Okay, I'm gonna use the one that you wrote.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if it's okay.
I know, I don't remember what it is. But
It's
if I
too late.
wrote it, I'm
telling it.
afraid.
Why did the pirate get thrown out of the tavern on grounds of racial bias? He used the hard R.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Holy shit! Ooh. 4.
As you guys watch, as Dutch just doubles over, dying of laughter,
It's not
as
even
he
laughter
just
anymore.
falls
it's
to the ground. Yeah, it's like the fall to it's not laughter.
It's just dog whistle, like level.
Yeah, as he is just on the floor for quite some time.
Every time I
Christ.
quiet down, like.
Yeah, as he's just
Dan, you
pounding on the table. Ooh.
We gotta like,
It's not on the-
we
not
gotta
on the
like
table.
moon-based alpha like insert joke. So like, here, I'll tell it for you. Knock, knock.
As after a few moments you regain composure. Whew, shake it off. You're crying a little.
John.
John Madden.
What?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Maybe we should have some more drinks and go to bed. This has been.
I might just sleep.
This has been a night.
I'm gonna go over to Simon and kind of like, not like pull him away from the group, but kind of like whisper to him like, "That gas is gone. The logs are gone, and there's nothing in there."
Are you beneath the
You can
shooting
speak
sky?
up. You can just say that
Yeah,
you whisper.
You can just
Yeah,
say
oh,
that.
Be a little
I
loser.
whisper that the cash is gone and that there's nothing left there. It's an empty.
They cleared it out?
Yeah, I broke it. That's where I went when I got kicked out.
Oh. You
Got-
got through that.
I got pissed, broke it, nothing in there, got pissed again, went back out, broke the whole thing, got attacked by a gargoyle, here we
That's okay.
That's okay.
Essentially, it had a certain number of hit points.
are. Son of a bitch.
I mean, like, you can destroy wood eventually. Just depends on how
That
long.
was magical, okay?
Didn't seem to be.
I'm gonna literally lick your butt.
Oh, sweet. All right.
I suppose that makes sense that
Advantage.
they would. You never imposed his disadvantage for flossing.
Not yet.
Oh. That's what it's
Death
continued.
saving throw, disadvantage.
Oh my god.
Kepesk dies, no choices.
But I
You just have a
suppose-
permanent failed death saving throw at all times.
Oh, Christ.
You just have one less. I suppose that makes sense.
God, if I roll in that one, I die.
You have interrupted Simon
Sorry.
4 times.
Sorry.
Bitch.
I suppose that makes sense that they would want to clear out after murdering someone. I've given up on the money. I don't care
Anyway,
about it anymore.
Yeah, as you guys are talking.
I'm just gonna continue on with the rest of the group then.
All right. As you guys wrap up the rest of your night, begin to head back to the 7th stringed harp. Eventually bed down, taking rooms. There are currently only 3 available rooms. How do you guys want to sleep?
I'll share with Simon.
Okay. As you guys eventually take to your rooms, heading off to bed.
I curl up under the bed.
I would like to fully secure the window as much as I can.
You do that.
I'm gonna
Okay.
barricade the door like whatever furniture besides the bed there is.
Dutch is gonna open the window.
Okay.
It's quite stuffy in here. You know.
And with that, what are we calling this one?
Taken for granted.
Taken for granted. Oh, I really
Hard
hate
R.
hard R. All right,
I like
hard R or
hard.
taken for granted.
I like hard R, but
Taken
taken
for
for
granted.
granted.
Taken for
Let's go
granted is
take
more-
it.
Yeah,
it's
that's
more.
what I got
It fits better.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. Great. Okay. Good night, everybody. Assuming it's night. I don't know. It might not be. It might be day.
Good
Doesn't
morning.
matter.
Have a
Farewell.
good time.
Good morning, babies.
Later, betas.